beautifuls, welcome back to my channel. I've already done a look on my winter slash autumn makeup look, as you can see, using two different false eyelashes. But today's video is about an industrial bar, which is this long bar. It's basically two piercings just with one bar. And what I wish I knew before getting an industrial bar, because I have quite a few industrial bars. I have in many sizes, and for anyone that is curious, why are you not lining up? That's better. For anyone that is curious, I do all my piercings myself. I did my nose, my eyebrow and my industrial and these three piercings. These ones I got pierced by a gun, and I'll do another video on that one about piercing guns and how they're bad for you. But I had to, because as you can see under my stretched ear, I have this little, because this ear is more rounded. This one's not, because I got pierced too low, and I basically had to recreate that. But today is about an industrial bar. Things I wish I knew. Oh, here we go. What I wish I knew when I had an industrial bar is what a freaking pain in the arse. This is number one. It is to heal and to maintain. It is a pain in the arse, because it's kind of hard to reach, to get into roughly all the nooks and crannies and that lot. Some people will get pierced diagonal, so there's only this little lip. Because I'm now going to talk about a subject, but number two, not everyone can have an industrial bar. Not everyone, because some people, you see this ridge right here, this little bit, some people's protrude, it pops out more, so they can't have an industrial bar. They'd have to have it, so there's this little gap up here, and I didn't like that look because I don't have a lot popping out. This bar never interferes with this, because it doesn't bother it. My third thing I wish I knew: piercing bumps, hypertrophic scarring. I ended up with both of these. Both. I ended up with a piercing bump on the inside, and what I had to do was sea salt paste. I was doing sea salt soaks to help clean it, and that. I thought I was doing a good job. But I ended up with a piercing bump because my nephew whammed his hand on my ear when it was just it's still healing now. But it's pretty much, it's not this red on camera, it's because of the lighting. But he won my industrial bar, and then I caught it on a piece of clothing, and I think that's what caused my piercing bump. And I got rid of that with a sea salt paste. It's where basically you do pure sea salt, then add a few drops of water, and it creates kind of like a paste consistency, and then you put it on your piercing bump. And what that does, it hardens it, and then when you take your piercing out, because that's what I had to do, because I couldn't, the piercing bump was roughly completely hard. When I got it out, it hurt to get it out, and then literally it basically, when I cleaned it, it just came off. And what I didn't realise is I also had hypertrophic scarring. Say that 5 times fast. And what that means is my industrial bar itself was a bit tight on my ear, and even though this bottom one was healing more quicker than the top, it didn't have any room at the top to heal, so it was raising a bump from the inside upwards. And when I finally fixed that with my long industrial bar, as you guys can see, My ear is so much better. It's healing lovely, and it doesn't matter how well you take care of your piercings. If it's too tight, or if you can't get to the area, you will end up with hypertrophic scarring, or you will end up with a piercing bump. That is two bad things about having, it's two bad things basically rolled into one about having an industrial bar. But the thing is, that comes with many cartilage piercings, because this is upper helix and helix. Take that. Okay, my third, not six, there we go, third. My third complaint about having an industrial bar is it hurts. It hurts. Now, some people won't feel it. I didn't really feel the piercing itself, but for the first couple of 3 days, it hurt. And that's basically it. Some piercings hurt more than others, some don't. Now, my fourth is maintenance. It is a pain to maintain, because this industrial bar will take 6 months to a year to heal. Mine is healing lovely. It's practically healing very, very, very well. It's doing better than it was. I will always end up with a little bit, and most probably with hypertrophic scarring, which will end up going down even more, but I've had no problems with my industrial bar so far, so I'm all good. But maintenance is a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass. And this, if you are going to get this piercing, you need to really, really consider it. You need to do your research, and you need to look at people on YouTube who have had an industrial bar, and just basically know that this is really what you want, because this was a piercing I really wanted. I did a bit of research, and I was like, oh, I won't end up with these hypertrophic scarrings and that, and look where I am today. I ended up with them. So basically, know what you're doing. And my seventh one is, I do not recommend piercing yourself at home unless you know what you are doing. For me, I did know what I was doing. For anyone that who's going to say, oh, you should go to a professional, I've had bad experiences with professionals. That's why I pierce myself at home, but I always make sure I know what I'm doing before I do it. So do your research and make sure you know what you're doing. And best of all, keep everything clean, and make sure you keep everything safe with it, and you do everything step by step. And my eighth one will be, you cannot sleep on, hang on one second. Sorry about that. Yes, my next subject, which is my eighth one, is you cannot physically sleep on the side you've been pierced with for 6 months to a year. I can sleep on this side, but I have to make sure my hand's there so I don't put any pressure on it, because you can end up with hypertrophic scarring, piercing bumps, basically all the bad stuff you don't want. So just try not to sleep on that side. If you accidentally do, try automatically putting yourself back on your original side. Been there, done that. Read basically all the t-shirt. And my let's see if I've got a ninth one. Oh yeah, my ninth one is, you need to be careful. If you're like me and you wear glasses or you brush your hair, you now have to make sure you do not hit your industrial bar. And that's the true thesis, because I've done that. I've hit my industrial bar by accident with my glasses and my hairbrush, and now I don't do that. But you need to be careful, because if you pull it or you get your hair tangled, it's gonna hurt, and then literally you're gonna be in agony, and then you're gonna regret it. So just be careful if you do get this piercing, because it is high maintenance. When I first basically pierced my industrial bar, I cleaned it for the first 3 days, 3 times a day. Then I cut it down to 2 times a day for basically, I don't know how long I've had it now, but I now cut it down to 1 times a day, because these ones are practically healed. I accidentally caught this with my nail and this one, so it's a bit scabby, but thing is, it will heal. And that's basically it for an industrial bar. Just do your research, watch YouTube tutorials, and make sure you know what you're doing if you are doing this at home, and make sure you don't get this out of the whim, because this is a loads of piercers will tell you this is a high maintenance piercing, and you need to make sure you know what you're doing. And if you do get a hypertrophic scar, don't panic. You can either use tea tree oil but dilute it with water, because it is too harsh of a chemical and it will dry it out. You can do a sea salt paste. What else is there? I know there's also aspirin, crushed up aspirin, and make that into a paste to dry it out. There's many solutions to help sort your piercings out. And piercing bumps are mainly common in cartilage piercings. This is technically cartilage, and this part is cartilage. These two piercing, this piercing right here is cartilage. This one is cartilage. This one's not. This one's an earlobe. So my second and first hole is basically just a basic ear one, which will heal within 3 to 6 months. These ones will take 3 to 6 months to a year to heal. Oh, and number 10, if you basically cause trauma to your ear, it could take a year to 2 years to heal for an industrial bar. That's how high maintenance this is. So be very, very careful. Anyway, guys, that's basically my body modification about basically the cons. I'm gonna quit. What I don't like about having an industrial bar, or yeah, I'll do that, or I might call it So You Want to Get to an Industrial Bar. Basically, I'll figure out the title. Anyway, guys, I want to get going. Don't forget to like this video and give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.